Councilor Fidelina Santiago.
Present.
Councilor Gregor del Rosario.
Present.
Councilor Selena Reyes.
Present.
Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Present.
Thank you, all present.
Thank you so much. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting of the Ordinance Committee is being conducted both in person and via remote participation. A reminder that persons who like to listen or view this meeting while in progress and either attend in person or access it through the Lawrence City Council Facebook page and the Lawrence City Council YouTube page. Councilors, would you please rise for the pledge of allegiance? We also have minutes, from Tuesday, May 30th. For motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. I'm going to council with the audience, just to see who's here this evening. As is our custom, we will do this. The city employees are here at 8:30 or before. It's a long day to work through the day, so we try to get them out soon. So the first person to do the objection will be document 26025, disclosure of the conflict by city employee. Angelic, we put the last name, so I can nail it. Bosono?
Yes, Bisono. Good evening, councilors. I am here to present a disclosure of a conflict. I am the assistant purchasing agent for the city, and I am also part of the Resident Advisory Council for Community Development. It's the Resident Advisory Council for Community Development. Sure. So we meet biweekly, and as residents, we give our input for community issues, and we suggest solutions for said issues.
Move against solutions, we're all for solutions.
Yes.
I'm looking for motion to send this up, and then we can have discussion if you want.
Motion to send a full council to favorable recommendation.
Second.
Motion made by Council Santiago, Council Rosario, second by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. You know the drill?
Yes.
Meeting next Tuesday?
Yes, I'll be here. All right, perfect. Thank you, councilors.
Mr. McCarthy is here as well. I believe we've got two items on the agenda this evening. Mr. McCarthy, the first one I have is 23125, rezoning of a parcel of land on Madison Street. Is this the one where we sent emails to us? Can you hear me?
For this, for 231?
Yeah.
There should be some maps in the packages. I put together the copies of what I did.
It is in our packet. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy.
So this was filed on behalf of the applicant, property owner.
Is there any objection? We'll just take this out of order. Is there any objection? No objection.
Right. So the property owner is here tonight to speak on behalf of himself. This has also been sponsored by the City Council, District Council for that, Stephanie Infante. This is a parcel of land which is zoned Industrial 1, which is the industrial park. The property actually has the front on Madison Street, which is a small road off of Genesee Street, which is off Tower Hill in a neighborhood, not Tower, I take that, Mount Vernon. get my hills mixed up. It's in Mount Vernon. The property was acquired back in 2017 by the current owner, Juan Vasquez, but it had actually been subdivided years before, and there's a copy of a subdivision plan in there from 1969, which shows when this lot was subdivided and purchased by the prior homeowner. So this lot has been existing since 1969. It's a 10,000 square foot lot. That's a buildable lot in District 1. And the city thinks that it's a much more value to the city in a usable lot. It has no value as industrial land because it is the back portion of a part of land that is off of Powers Street, which is in the Lawrence Industrial Park. So it's one of those properties where you really couldn't even get to this from the industrial park. It's only accessible through Madison Street. It makes all the sense in the world to rezone this. The question you might be asking is, well, you're changing one parcel of land, isn't that spot zoning? Well, there's an exemption to spot zoning. There's several of them, and one of them is when a parcel of land sits on two separate types of zoning districts, and you can look at that land to see which one which is more preferential to the economic use of the value of that land. So its value as a 10,000 square foot lot in a industrial district is zero. It'd be a wooded lot. Its value as a buildable lot in a residential area is what the value of a buildable lot would be, which is in this day and age and housing crisis would be of some value. Only a single family home can be built here. I think that would bring value into the city, be a single family home, and more tax revenue. And again, I said Mr. Vasquez is here. I don't know if he'd like to speak on his own behalf. He said no. But, so the planning department thinks there's a lot of reasons. Oh, this did go to the Lawrence Planning Board. It was, had a hearing last week, and they gave a unanimous favorable recommendation to rezone this parcel to residential 1.
So just so we're clear, because it's zone industrial, they can't build the house even though they currently own this parcel. This family owns the Vasquez family currently owns the parcel.
Yes, the property owner has a house on Genesee Street.
So they own the parcel and just happens.
He owns it. He purchases it when he purchases home.
Do we really need this with the new, well, that's a good question. With the new ADU, do we really need to do this?
He hasn't made any inquiries about it. The ADU would be applicable to both his house and any new house built, be applicable to any building, any property in the city that has a home on it.
But he could he not just do this without coming and rezoning it because of the ADU law?
No, because you can't do an ADU in an industrial district.
And the purpose of this is to build another house there? Is that the
Yes.
purpose? Motions, questions, comments?
Question.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Mr. McCarthy, what is the business on Power Street? Is it a business or a building right on Power Street?
That's Powers Street. I'm not sure what it is, but there's several businesses down there. If you were standing on that lot, the elevation between those two properties is about 20 feet. It's a big hill going up to Madison Street. So this property is way up on the hill, so you'll be looking out at the roof. Powers Street is several buildings, are all owned by Brooks Property, and they rent them out, so there's a variety of office spaces and industrial uses down there.
Yeah, because I brought the question up because by here you don't see the elevation, so I didn't want it change the zone, and St. Louis Cents, when they get a letter that they're gonna build, they'll come back to us and say, you know,
That's
Without
what,
notice, so-
that's what the applicant, the
So,
owner
yeah.
indicated.
but if it's, I mean, if those, it looks, the way you describe it, so it seems like it's not gonna be a problem for them. Motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation?
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Any further discussion? Call the question. Roll call vote, please.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago,
Yes.
Councilor Gregor del Rosario,
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
and Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Motion carries, goes to full council for Tuesday, so please come back to the council on
Okay,
Tuesday.
all right, thank you. I'll be at the next meeting, so this will require a public hearing as well.
Oh, is this the order of public hearing?
It's a change in the zoning ordinance.
Good point. So this is the motion to change to,
So I will amend that, so, to the full council with favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
motion's been amended. I want a recall on that vote, please.
Recall
On the order of public hearing.
and to order public hearing on document 23125. Councilor Fidelina Santiago,
Yes.
Councilor Gregor del Rosario,
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
and Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Yes, motion carries. So, to the proponents, there's really no need to come back on next Tuesday. If you want to, you can. It's gonna be a very, the vote's gonna be a kind of a common vote. I
Yep.
suspect it'll probably get through, but it's not gonna be very controversial, I can't imagine. All right, Mr. McCarthy, what else do you have?
I have the first case on the list, the floodplain ordinance.
Okay, if there's no objection to document
So-
2525, Mr. McCarthy, go ahead.
Now, last week I had sent copies of the floodplain ordinance, that is the existing floodplain ordinance, which is 4 pages, and the new one, which is 7 pages.
I think we have it.
You should have it, except that this one was revised in half an hour.
Oh, we don't have it.
That one word.
Okay, don't worry. Can't wait to hear what is the word no. Sometimes.
So this is a project that the city's been working on for about a year now. Every 10 to 15 years, the federal government revises the floodplain maps for each district. The last time we did this was in 2012, I believe. I had worked on that as well, and that's when we adopted our first floodplain management ordinance. There is a considerable amount of changes to it, but basically, it's the draft that's there is the one that I've been working with MEMA on this. As I said, mentioned the change, the amended change on this one was I had to add Essex County to the city of Lawrence in one section where we identify the map and district. That was the only change. But essentially, it's the same ordinance that existed with more details. 2 pages of this are definitions that the state now requires us to place in the ordinance. And essentially, this sets up a requirement that any project that's within a floodplain needs to be reviewed by the building commissioner, by the water commissioner, and by the conservation commission. All 3 of those. The records are kept on record by them for the public to review. The building commissioner is the floodplain manager for purposes of the ordinance. But of course, they also require review by the Conservation Commission to construct or build within a floodplain. And you also need under certain guidelines based upon the size of the project, you need a floodplain permit from the water commissioner. So,
So, the maps are inside our books, counselors. They're a little fuzzy, so it's hard to really read them. Can can you just help me understand what we're talking about the Merrimack River?
We're talking about the Merrimack River, the Spigot River, and the Shawshene River. So the panels, the map you see is for the entire city. It indicates every wetland that the city has. And a lot of people don't consider it, but when you think about the city having 3 rivers, there's a lot of floodplain in the city. It's an issue that we deal with regularly, and we've had a number of disastrous floods in the past. So it's something that's taken very seriously by the building department and by water commissioner and conservation.
So if I just to understand you correctly, I was reading this and listening to it at the same time. There's several or a couple of different boards that need to review any projects. Is that what you said? I just want to regurgitate what you said.
That's correct.
So it's which board? Conservation Commission?
So if you're constructing within a floodplain, it requires a special order of conditions from the board. It also, if you're developing land of more than an acre or certain industrial uses, it requires a permit from the water commissioner for stormwater management. We have an engineering company of Woodard and Curran, which oversees, that works with the city and assists us with the floodplain reviews.
Because of this, are there any impacts on any individuals who own property as far as flood insurance, for example? Are there any other obligations, or is this impacting flood insurance at all?
It does not.
And just for the bumper sticker, the summary on this is what? The reason why we need this, besides the fact that we're probably required to, the purpose behind having this is to what? Is to safeguard local areas in the case of a flooding event?
Right.
To make sure, can you just give me the summary as to why this is important and why we need to pass it?
Right. It's to establish that the city has the basic means to protect the citizens from flooding events and to review projects based on flooding events. And it's part of the requirements for us to participate in the National Flood Insurance Program.
I may have another question, but anybody else want to speak on this matter? So, it says here, I think this bylaw just barely meets the NFIP standards. This is a memo from Nadia Madden from the floodplain with whoever she's with, the state agency, and still 2 changes. So, we met the standards, congratulations, barely, so I guess we had a C for this.
Oh, did I tap that letter on there?
You
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, so that's the person I've been working with on this project.
Okay.
And that was what came with the last comment, revisions.
Yeah, so the history of our city in these areas is quite extensive. Luckily, I think the last time we've had a major flood is the quote-unquote Mother's Day flood that took place, what was it, like 14, 12, something like that,
2006 it was, so,
6?
2006.
So that's the last big one that we had in the city.
And we had the October one about a year after that, 18 months later, we had another one flood that was
Yeah.
very large.
So, anyway,
We had 300-year floods in 3 years at that one point, and we haven't had one since.
okay, go ahead, Councilor Del Rosario. I'm sure that wasn't your question.
Through you.
Yeah.
Part of the creating this is to put us on that loop to get funds for the, what you just said, the MIBA project, whatever it is for the flood, right? We will be able to access funds
Yes.
if we create this, we'll also be able to access funds to do investigations or maybe recheck the flood projects or the flood manager plan or something like that. What is it called? What we looking, you just come in once and explain to us.
It is one of the requirements for us to participate, like in the program, and we've gotten funding in the past. You recently approved the the hazard mitigation plan, which is a similar requirement by the federal government. And what it means is they just want us to make sure that the city is on top of things. and knows what they're doing, and is complying with what the federal government thinks the minimum standards are. Again, we have a very developed city. We don't have much open space, so when a flood does occur, it creates considerable amount of damage, and participating in these programs is very important for the city.
What's the role of the canals in this floodplain? Are we, I mean,
I don't think there's any. They're not considered wetlands. They're man-made structures. They are the subject to conservation review, but they are not wetlands or waterways for the purposes of this. They are part of the federal license for the dam company, but that's because they used to be an element of generating electricity. That's not done anymore because they have a new system of lowering and drawing the water, so they don't need the canals to create electricity anymore, but was the purpose, and that's why it's part of that.
but and I'm sorry, I hope this is not too much of a tangent, but the reason why the canals are there potentially now, and this is arguable, I think, is a repository or a place where overflow can go. Does that even factor into this discussion at all as a floodplain, or does it make a difference? All we're looking at is this is a place where there's a lot of water, and we just need to be ready for it. This doesn't look at, well, what are you doing to mitigate the problem?
Mm-hmm.
If we believe that the canals mitigate the problem, then we say, well, there's two canals, north and south, and it will absorb flood waters if need be.
Right.
But that's arguable. I think there's two sides of that argument. There's two sides of the argument. So does this have, so is there a factor of this at all? If not, I'm just going to drop it. Is there a factor?
I assume when the federal engineers went in, the Army Corps of Engineers went and did the study and reviewed all this, they considered everything. So the dam is certainly a factor, and it's reviewed, and I know, and I've spoken to the Patriot Hydro, and they've had to file a number of reports to create this plan to the federal government. So I'm assume the canal will be part of that. It's an element of Patriot Hydro's property, and it would be a factor in that. But again, they don't use it the way they used to use it. They do draw it up and down. I assume if there was a flood, they could open the gates and draw some of the water down. But we really don't flood above the falls. You don't see many neighborhoods get that affected. It's usually below the falls where the neighborhoods get flooded the worst.
Okay. We don't need a public hearing. It's a straight vote, correct?
Excuse me?
There's no need for a public hearing, a straight vote on this, correct?
Straightforward vote.
Got it. Looking for a motion, councilors.
Motion to send to full council to favor recommendation?
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Is that it, Mr.
Okay.
McCarthy?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Good night. We're just going to go in order. If there's no objection, the next one I have here is document 25525, Raining in the Valley, Camping Common, August 15th and 16th.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
I'm looking for the name and address for the record, please.
Okay, it's Melissa Garcia Muñoz. Address? No, la dirección tuya.
Oh, 74 Newberry Street, Lawrence, Massachusetts.
What's the street again?
Newberry Street.
Newberry Street.
Newberry Street, thank you. Okay, what are you looking to do?
We, as a family, every year we do a celebration, so we go to Dominican Republic. We've been doing it in New York, New Jersey. Now this is the time for us to get our people over here. So we're looking for a permit on the park, South Common Park, for our reunion. It's about from 100 to 125 people that is gonna be in the place, in the park.
This is number 25525. Is that the number here? 25525? I thought the folks in the back were the ones that were doing this one. This is Raining in the Valley. This is a church event.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought it was the folks in the back. Let's
not
bring them in
ours, you
first.
see?
That's
I'm
what I-
sorry.
No, that's what I thought. I was a little confused, but we're back. Thank you. Hi. Name and address, please. We'll try this again. Name and address.
Michael Jackson.
Michael,
Jackson,
gotcha. Okay,
169
I don't
de
find
la
that funny.
Ferry Street en Lawrence.
okay.
169 Ferry Street in Lawrence.
Very good. Welcome. And what are you looking to do?
Sí, estoy aquí en representación del pastor Leonor
I am here in representation of Pastor Leonor
de la Asociación Amedar
of Association Amadar
para seguir el procedimiento de permiso para el evento que tenemos el 15 y 16 de agosto en el Parque de las Ardillas.
to pursue a permit so that we can have an activity at the Common Park, Campagnon Common Park. He said he's on the 15th and the 16th of August.
Okay. So the good news is that we got a memo here from our city clerk, who is, by the way, this is extremely helpful to us counselors, who's already talked to the recreation, and the park is available, so that's great news. This is where I usually hand it off to Councilor Del Rosario, who's got a real handle on what we're looking for. Councilor, do you want to do it again?
We hardly deny permits for church to do events in the park, but last summer was the one that we had the most complaint of noise in the park by churches. Every event that was there, it was extremely loud. I also participated in an event that was done near the park, and there was a church there, and we couldn't hear anything that was happening in the other event. So what I've been recommending to churches is to be mindful of the noise. And I know the Holy Spirit get to us, and we jump and we scream, we yell, we sing, but we got to be mindful that all the people's around that lives around the park, and also people that are in the park, not in the event. Okay. So we want the churches to keep it a little lower than what they used to be. We're hoping that this summer we don't have as many complaints of noise as we have last summer. And it happens with the church. And every church that comes to us says, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. We're not pointing any church. We're giving every church that come here, we're giving the permits, but we letting them know that hopefully this summer is not as noisy as it was last summer, that we have major complaints for the noise. Because people that lives around, and there's also people in the parks that are not part of the church event.
Okay.
¿Entendiste?
Sí, lo del ruido de los equipos. Y eso.
Exactamente, sí. Que ha recibido mucho.
Sí, mucha
complaint.
queja.
Ajá, exacto.
¿Trabajaremos con eso?
We'll work with that.
Motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. And the other thing, the last thing I would just add to my colleagues' good comments were just leave the park better than how you found it,
Cuando se
with
vayan,
trash and that's.
traten de revolver toda la basura y dejarlo en mejores condiciones de lo
Claro.
que encontraron.
Thank you. Motion has been made and properly second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. So for the process purposes, we're going to be meeting again, the full council. You didn't get the permit tonight. That happens at the full council level. So we're meeting next Tuesday. So I highly encourage you to be back here again on next Tuesday night in case any of our colleagues have got questions regarding it.
Tiene que volver el martes que viene
Está
para
bien.
que tengan el permiso.
Ok, gracias.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right. Approved. Okay. 25625, the 41st Annual Bread and Roses Festival at Campagnon Common. Bread and Roses.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Elizabeth Pellerito. I live at 27 Jackson Street in Lowell. I'm here tonight to talk about the permit for our 41st annual festival. This happens every year on Labor Day on Campagnon Common, and celebrates the history of the Bread and Roses strike in Lowell, as well as the labor movement and the immigrant communities who make up our region. We're not anticipating any major changes to the event this year. We contract with the Parks Department for setup and cleanup, and we've been really happy with that arrangement over the last many years, working with the Lawrence Heritage State Park. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Yeah, I'm looking for the very basic question, which is the park available? And that is usually from the recreation, and the cheat sheet that we got from the city clerk, I don't see 256.
September 1st is the date.
I know it, okay.
Yep.
But did you get, is there anywhere on here that says approvals? What we're trying to do is avoid any
Sure.
conflicts and duplicates.
Yeah. I kind of came into this at the last minute today in replacement of somebody else, so I believe that we have the permit from the state that's gone through. And I believe they would have flagged any conflicts with the date on the common that day.
Yeah. We typically like to get something
Okay,
from recreation. Let me take a look one more place.
sure.
This could be here. Hang with me. I really wish they would actually have recreation department on here. They don't have it listed as that, and so I'm trying to figure out. We've got Peter Blanchett under Health and Code, we have Fire Department, we've got Taxes Company, we have Water and Sewer. But I don't have anything from Recreation. We don't, I mean, you've been around here for a while, you've been doing stuff for a while. What I would recommend to this committee is we would need something in writing
Okay.
from Recreation.
That's
But I
fine.
don't think this committee will want to delay it here any longer than it has to. So, go ahead, someone can make a motion.
Motion to send on the full council with further recommendation pending park recreation availability for the park.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Any further discussion? Do you understand where we're driving at? So
Yeah, should I email that to you or should I, yeah,
Yeah, you can email,
Okay.
you can email that to me or if you
or
got all
to
of us, that's
all of
fine
you?
too.
Okay, will do.
The most important person is to get it to the city clerks.
Yeah.
Because she'll include it in our packet. And you're gonna be here anyway on Tuesday?
Yes,
Bring the hard copy with you.
Perfect.
Just in case something happens sideways.
sounds good, will
That-
do.
That will work. Okay, motion's been properly made and properly seconded. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you, councilors.
Yep, see you on Tuesday.
See you next week.
Yep. While we're waiting, I think you're up. 257, family gathering at O'Connell Park.
Yes. Yes, as I was saying, we have a lot of experience on how to gather a lot of people. So we have the permit from the city, the recreation.
Excellent.
We also we have our recycling letters, signs, our trash signs. We have recycle bins. So we have everything because we work on that all the time. We also have the toilet for people. We also have the parking. For people come with the car, we have like a New Balance parking that we already spoke to them. We have permits to park over there too.
Where's the
In
parking?
the Balance, New Balance.
Oh, New Balance.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So we need a permit to have our family.
Do you, Councilor Del Rosario, you want to give the same comments again, or no?
No, I just want to know, I mean, it's a family gathering, but what are they doing in the park? What is it that you're doing? Are you playing music? Are you serving food? What is it that we're doing?
We basically do, the main thing on this is that our kids, not the family. So that's the main purpose. So we have like our food is catering. We already set up. There is not gonna be any drinks, We're gonna try to keep as quiet as we can. And also, we also ask for permission to use the basketball, court, so we can have our food in there.
So it's a big park.
It's a big, yeah.
So we've got, I think, one of the best parks in the city. You've got
Yeah, okay.
It's my area.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
brag a little.
Yeah.
So it's got the basketball court, it's got the brand-new, like, playground area and ball fields and the pavilion. So where are you looking to have this?
When?
You're gonna have it, you're gonna have the basketball court, so there's no basketball being played, because you're gonna have it with food or whatever you're doing.
Right.
And Recreation said it's free, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, is that the only place you're gonna be, or are you gonna be outside of that, like?
We're gonna be everywhere basically, because it's a lot of kids. It's gonna be a lot of kids. I don't wanna say that we're gonna be in the food courts. Everybody when we're gonna be using, the park.
But my point here is that if you see, it's an open park and anybody can go there, but you're gonna
Right.
get a permit that says you can use this exclusively. So any one of us who walks down the street, unless we're part of this, we shouldn't be doing something there because you have the right. You're getting the permit to use it. So, for example, the basketball court, if somebody wants to play basketball, they can't. Or a team wants to play basketball, they can't. Why? Because you're there,
Right.
you have the permit.
Right.
So the point is that, so that's understood. The rest of the park, you're not looking to just keep it to yourself, like just your
No.
family.
Yeah,
but
it's an open place. Yeah,
the only place that you really have it for yourself
Right,
is the
yeah.
basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And the other thing I just add, Councilor Rosario said it to the church groups, I say it to all the groups, which is just be mindful of the noise level on the other side on Salem Street
Right.
and on Osgood Street. There are homes over there,
Oh,
there
yeah.
are people
Yeah,
there.
we
So
understand
just
that,
be
yeah.
mindful of the noise and the speakers and head it in the right
Yeah,
direction, that
yeah.
kind of stuff. But it looks like you're very respectful. You already have a lot of stuff ready to go, so
Yeah.
I'm impressed, so.
Yeah, we do.
it
We
looks-
do.
it looks good.
We take care. We're proud for our family, so we try to do the best.
Looking for a motion.
Motion to send for council for favorable recommendation.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, second by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you.
I'll just come back next Tuesday
Next Tuesday?
in case
All right.
there's more questions. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much.
welcome.
Have a good night.
You're welcome. Next one is document number 25825. 25825. Using the Campagnon Common on August 30th. Yep, come on up.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, welcome back. And thanks for helping with the translation. We appreciate
No
that.
problem.
That's very
Thanks.
neighborly. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, what are you looking for?
So we're looking to use the Campagnon Park. We've done this 3 years prior. This is our 4th year. It's an outdoors event
Yep.
for the community, so anyone and everyone is willing and able to come and join. We are going to be inviting other churches around the town. Typically, that's what happens. We're gonna have about 4 tents. That's what happened last year. And in those tents, we're just gonna have little pamphlets with the word, just for people to be informed. And we are going to be having just time for worship. So it's called El Día de Clamor, which means the day of prayer. So that's what we're going to be doing there.
Comments, questions? Comments, noise, questions? No? Not, this church group's okay?
No, I mean, three-year concept. But she heard me.
Okay.
She heard me earlier.
Okay.
What I said. So I expect for the churches that are hearing us, they just be mindful of the people. We don't want to go through what we went last summer, which is bombarded with noise. And when police showed up, it was churches doing that. So hopefully you can be mindful of people around it, people that live on Jackson Street. If you're using speakers, put it facing you, don't put it facing the people, so that way the noise is stay in you, and we don't have no noise complaints.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have a question regarding that. Do you think that this is due to the frequency of the events? Because rather than having one big event, we're having many events, like divided into many churches. And this is not how loud is the frequency, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that may be influencing how much you're having. Because I know that you guys are going to have the Semana Hispana, right? And that's been going on for many, many years, and they still complain more than likely, right?
Yeah, and
All
we
the
do,
time, sure.
we get complaints from Manipal,
So-
and they go through the same speech that we
And we
provide.
are
And they ignore
taking
us
it, but
every year.
I was
Yeah.
wondering if that could be part of it, right? Because I just saw someone else come up for like 2 weeks before. I think it would be a nice thing for people to gather together, right, as one body and have one big event.
And that's great, but after I read all the complaints and I was there, I came back, I was at the park last summer, and like I said, I was in an event that I couldn't, it was a family event, it was a parent day event. And we couldn't listen to the message due to the fact that it was a church on stage and they were too loud, and I was there. I experienced it myself. I don't know if it's a frequency of what it is, but on that day I experienced it because I was there for an event that we couldn't. And that's why we also try to see if you got the dates for yourself. I also encourage my colleague that not to place two events on the park.
Okay.
Because if the church is too loud or the other event is too loud, the church is not gonna hear what's going on. But most of the complaint last year was all the events of the church. And I can tell you that I was in one event that I was like, wow, and I go to church, I'm a church guy, but it was
Pretty loud.
pretty loud.
understand.
It was like a Semana Hispana for Christ, right? So, I'm sorry for the comparison, but it was, so we don't deny those permits and we're not planning to, but we want you guys to be a little mindful of the
Yeah, no,
people
for
that
sure.
are not there for the church or the people that live around it.
For
also.
sure.
I mean, we give the same speech to Semana Hispana and everybody that comes in, so try to keep the
Understood.
noise down.
Understood, thank you.
So two things. Thank you for saying Campagnon Common. Too many people don't say it. The previous folks, they don't know it. It's O'Connell Park. It's not South Common. It's O'Connell Park. There was a guy that died in World War I, and that's why that park is named after him. And for Campagnon, there were 3 guys that were brothers that died, and their poor mom, who found out in the mail that 3 of her sons died during the war. How tragic that must have been. And that's why that park is named Campagnon, because of the family that lost so much during that war. So thank you for mentioning Campagnon. It's really important. That's one. The second real thing is that we don't control the church groups of who decides to do it. We're a government. We don't tell people, you churches need to get together to do something, and you churches, we stay away from that. So if churches want to get together and form a partnership, great. If people want to do it one at a time, great. But we don't get in the discussion of, how do we, that's not our role. Our role is to say, is it available? Are you going to play by the rules? You're going to keep it clean? You're going to be respectful of the noise and all the other stuff? And if all those answers are yes, we're going to say yes. So that's our role on this. So hope that's helpful.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You're welcome. Did we take a
Yep.
vote already on this or no?
Not yet. Motion.
Any more questions? You all set? See you
Nope.
next Tuesday?
I will be here.
Super. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. See you on Tuesday.
Thank
All right.
you.
Do we motion on it? Do we need a motion on it?
I'm looking for a motion. I thought there
Motion to
was a
send for full council for February recommendation.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Councilor Del Rosario. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no, the ayes have it. Thank you, that's why you're here. All right. Thank you. That's a favorable, all right. Next is 26025, oh, we did that one. Next is 26125, the Lawrence Flying Club event.
Good evening.
Hi, name and address.
Andrew Mello, 15 Allen Terrace, Lawrence, Mass.
What terrace, which one?
15 Allen Terrace, Lawrence, Mass.
Arlington? Irene? Never heard of it. It's in the city? Okay.
Yeah, it's by
Alright.
Berkeley Street. It's like
Berkeley Street, must
yeah.
be small. All right. So what are you looking for?
So I am, like I said, I'm Andrew Mello. I am the president of the Lawrence cycling team here in Lawrence, and we are looking to get permission to use the Campagnon Park on July 13 to do our second annual event, Pa la Vuelta. It's an event that we gather. We gather in the morning, and then we divide ourselves in 2 teams. Some go do 40 miles, some do 60 miles, and we invite people from, cycling from everywhere, pretty much. The Boston area, Andover, Methuen, everyone. We try to promote it as much as we can so we can get a lot of cyclists.
It's pretty awesome. And are you required to wear helmets inside buildings? Is that a requirement?
No.
No, okay. All right. Safety
They
first.
just want to, if
Got
you don't
it.
have a helmet, you don't look like a cyclist.
Okay, I got you.
So, safety
I
first.
think that's great. I'm a former cyclist. I used to bike every day to work. COVID changed a lot of our lives, and that was the one thing that changed in my life. But are there a lot of cyclists? And in our city, how are the drivers? Are we facing anything? It's rare that I see cyclists come in here to talk, so I've just got that just general
So
question.
our group, we are about 45 members. And then, like you said, we are inviting people through the area. So we are expecting about 50 to 60 cyclists. And what we do is we try to go through areas that are not a lot of traffic. So, for example, for like the 40-mile ride, we try to go to, from here, we go to Ipswich, and then we take, whatever. He's our route.
Then we do to Norman, we go back to Georgetown. So
Okay.
usually we do our heavy riding outside the city.
Okay.
But we meet here at the Laguna every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. This is something that we do every week.
Okay.
And yeah, we try to do it.
They were the only ones that went out today, because it was cold and rainy.
I'm sorry. All my questions are really non-council related, so I'll stop there. I'm fascinated by it, so I'll just stop, because we got other stuff to talk about.
Through you,
So
I
go ahead.
actually saw them the other day, and I know a bunch of the guys, and I asked them a question, making a joke. I said, "Is it a cycling club or a nursing home?" Because they all, they all my age or older. 'Cause right? But it was fun to see them all parked at the Terralula
Yeah.
restaurant. So
We
it
have
was
all
kind of
ages.
amazing.
That's
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
kind of amazing. And all for it. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Are
Yep.
you, or what, I mean, again, this is a really, I'm gonna try to merge the city business. Are you talked to the recreation department at all about this, and our health department at all? I just think this is a fantastic exercise and opportunity, and I'm just wondering if there's opportunities to merge.
We have participated in the event that you guys do, the Ciclovia. We participated, and we had actually help out like with donations with bikes and helmets.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very generous of you guys. That's awesome.
So Chair, you're more than welcome. You're in the age of what I saw, the guys that I saw. They
I
went to
fit the
school with me.
demographic? Okay.
He went to school with me, so they're all up there,
I think I'm the youngest
Oh,
one.
I saw, those three, you see, I see three young guys, right? And that's-
Yeah.
All right.
I would definitely invite you guys to attend.
I'm too old to cycle.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the invite.
And they're all uniform, so you get your tights and your helmet.
There's laws against that.
We're legit.
Yeah.
So we are registered. We are a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
We're registered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. I'm looking for a motion.
Motion to send to full council a favorable recommendation?
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Any further discussion? That's work-related? No? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you,
I'll
guys.
come back on Tuesday.
Okay.
please.
Thank you so much.
You got it. So I think that's it. Mr. Santiago, you're here? Come on up.
Good evening, councilors. Heldy Santiago from Minds of Purpose,
Name and address, your name now, the address?
12 Berkeley Street, Lawrence, MA.
Super. And what are you looking for?
So I'm looking to host our 5th year anniversary charity basketball tournament at South Common Park on August 24th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking for, there it is, document 259. So, let's see here, 259. Have you gone to recreation at all?
I filled it out on Citizen Serve. I have not gone to recreation yet.
There's a lot of blank pages here is what I'm looking at. A lot. When are you doing this again? What date?
July 19th.
August 24th. So we have a little bit of time. Okay.
August 24th, yeah.
Yep. we need, as we ask every group that comes before us, is that we don't want to see a conflict there. I'm sure what you're looking to do there is an excellent event.
Correct.
But the last thing we want is to have two groups there, and they're saying, I have it, you have it, no, and we don't want to have that drama. So, I don't have anything from either the city clerk and the packet. Candidly, it doesn't really have a lot of information in it.
I'm happy to answer any questions. I don't know if I did a mistake on filling the permit online. Sometimes it gets a bit confusing when it's asking me like how many parks, if it's just a one-day event, and it's not a league, it's just like a one-day tournament.
Sure, no, I get it. And that's why I would recommend talking to our folks at the Recreation Department who will know that, because as far as I'm concerned, the most important group here is to make sure there's no conflicts. Other
Okay.
councils may agree with that or may ask for other stuff, but I think that's where I'm coming from. So, yeah, let me see here. So it's during the day, what was it, 24th? It's like a Saturday, is it a weekend?
Sunday.
Sunday, okay. So as you heard, some church groups are here already, and they've already started booking O'Connell for a lot of things, and that's the reason why we don't, as the counselor just has paid witness to earlier, the last thing we want to have a basketball tournament on one side and a church service going on the other side. It just doesn't end really well. So
Correct.
we just need to make sure that's fine. So your organization, I heard really good things about it. I heard really good things about you
Thank you.
personally.
Appreciate it.
So I know that you've established a very good reputation in the community. So I know that.
Thank you.
I know that you're going to do things very well. But that's an important thing. We need to make sure that.
So
there's
reach
no
out
conflict.
to the Recreation Department, secure
Recreation
the date,
Department, yeah.
and then come back next Tuesday?
That we do have, no, not, well, it depends on what we do as a council. We have plenty of time. This thing's on August 24th, so we're
I
barely.
just want to secure, because I want to make it like real impactful, so I want to
understand.
make sure that we have all our due diligence in order.
Okay, if you, well, I'll leave it to the councilman. If you can get us something written from Recreation saying that you're good to go, that would satisfy me.
Okay.
And the other thing as well is you're in O'Connell, so if we, what's going to be the motion? I'm not going to go through my diatribe if we're going to table it or we're going to do it.
I mean, I was looking more to table because
Then we
the
can do it.
application is halfway filled, so
Yeah.
we don't have the okay for anything, unfortunately. And it's gonna, it will be delayed. I mean, it could be delayed if you don't get the okay for every department that you don't have on the application at this time. I mean, when it's just a recreation, we'll put it through, and you just need to go across the street and get the okay from the recreation. But the permit itself, it's half empty. So,
So what do I need to fill out? Usually I just go to Recreation. This is the 5th year we do it. So usually I go to Recreation, get the date, come here, and
Well, I would recommend, if that worked in the past, I would recommend do it again. And
Okay.
just be I think what my colleague, can I interrupt?
sure, go ahead.
What my colleague is saying, if you saw what we have here, there is pages upon pages, but there's nothing in there. And I think we have a higher expectation.
Yeah.
That we just don't have like empty pages, that there's actually, I'm not saying you didn't do any work, but there needs to be more detail
Okay.
on there. I think it makes us all feel a lot more comfortable about it, and we're not giving preferential treatment for one group. We like you, that's okay, and some other group, we say, no, come back here. So we're gonna try to keep it level for everybody and fair. So I think what I'm hearing is that we're probably gonna table it. I think what you should do is talk to Recreation like you did before.
Perfect.
Show them what you have, and then say, and they can help guide you. We can't guide you from here, it's just.
They'll let me know if I need approval from other departments, right?
Yes, they will let you, through you,
Go
Chair.
ahead.
They will let you know what you need, and they might block that day for you. Once they
Okay.
give it to you, once they say, well, this day is available for you, they will give you that, and then we'll do it all over again. But you might
Perfect.
lock the day with them, which is the most important part.
Okay, nice. And
Yeah.
just would like to invite you guys, we're gonna give away 200 book bags. Chase will be doing a financial health session. Elevated Thought will be doing like an art wall and, mini basketballs being painted. We always include music, dance performance, so bring your kids and come show support.
Well, we're gonna see you again, so if you wanna talk about it one more
Perfect.
time, you can. But I'm looking for a motion at this point.
Motion to table.
Second.
Motion is made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. No discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you
My
so much.
recommendation is, you can pretty much look at 2 weeks from today. We're probably gonna have another meeting. Where's my? I wanna be a little bit better for you so you know when we're meeting again. We're probably gonna meet on the 24th. of
Okay,
June.
perfect.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good night.
See you, Mr. Santiago. Okay, very good. You're still here. Oh, the food thing, the food, sorry.
What food thing?
That's, you're like in the back somewhere, hold on. Oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. 129, my bad, I'll take, all right. 12925 on page 3. This is a 1-year anniversary celebration, July 13th. Name and address.
Yes, good evening. My name is Lamin Mancibo, and I'm here representing Soil Food Trucks. The address that we located is 297 South Broadway, Lawrence, Mass.
Excellent. What are you looking to do?
Actually, we wanna, this is our first year anniversary, so we wanna kind of like come up with an event. On the date, it's gonna be between 9 in the morning to 4 p.m. And it's gonna be more for hosting our customers, our loyal customers.
What kind of customs?
Sorry?
What?
Loyal.
My loyal customers, and not loyal.
Loyal.
Loyal and
Lawyers,
not.
like a bunch of lawyers are gonna show up.
No, loyal.
Okay, good.
Loyal
That's
customer.
scary, you don't want that.
No.
Okay, good. Loyal, good.
Yeah.
All right. So you're having it, now are you working to get, I thought you said you're working together.
Well, yes,
with
actually, we're gonna be serving food for their team the same day that we're gonna do our event.
Okay.
So it's gonna be kind of like helpful for them and us as well. And we are open to share the companion common part.
So the bicyclists eat your food, is that what I'm
They
understanding?
love it.
Oh, he's part of the team?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that's good. All right, and this, we had the approval on here, it's in our packet.
Yeah, and
Questions,
also,
comments, motion, go ahead.
and also through you, Chair, they're not looking to use the whole park, so when the young lady came in that day, I think it was a young lady coming in, it was just like a square to put a few tables.
Yes,
Right.
actually, we wanna set up kind of like 4 or 5 tables, right at the center. And they're gonna be coming in there to meet, and then they're gonna
Center.
depart.
The center?
The center, yes.
Right in the
Where
center of the
stage.
park, right on the center of the park.
Okay, because I know there's the stage area.
Yeah,
No, right on the stage. We wanna bring the food truck inside. Yeah, that's what we requested. Because
Where are you putting the food truck?
right inside. the
Is it gonna
stage.
be on the grass? Is it gonna be
No,
on
no,
pavement?
no. On there's kind of like a round.
Yes.
That's the place that we've been before. That's the same place that we wanna be.
Are we not doing work on that area? Or do we,
it's from July 4th, I don't know to when, July
This is-
5th, 5th of July.
That's gonna be on the 13th, a Sunday.
well, they got approvals from Adderley, so hopefully they thought this all the way through. Okay. No, so here's the issue. I don't wanna play the game here. So we know that there's gonna be some work done in the circle on the bandstand. They're redoing that entire area. And it's our understanding that they're beginning that work sometime in early July. And so we believe that that work is gonna continue for at least a month or longer or 2 or something like that, probably through the summer, I'm guessing.
I mean, it's not required for us to
Yeah.
be right in the spot. We could be 200-300 feet away or
But
whatever works.
so the reason for the question is because there may be construction work going on, and you're not gonna be able to park it there. And then the question is, where are you gonna park it, which comes to my point, which is, despite what you see on the carnival rides right now, some councils frown on that, because of the grass and everything else over there. We're trying to avoid putting more heavy equipment on the grass, including trucks. So if you can find, if you're gonna put your vehicle in the common, in Campagnon, make sure it's on pavement.
On the pavement, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have like many different like spot where we could just stand the car.
All right, so that's it. They got the approval from Recreation.
Motion to send with favor recommendation to the full council.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Reyes, Vice Chair Reyes, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. So same thing as the bike folks next Tuesday.
Wonderful.
Am I clear about it? I'm not gonna repeat all this next Tuesday, but do you understand where I'm driving at here?
Which, yeah, I get it.
You get it? Okay, good.
Totally understand.
All right, good.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Yep. Now, for the main event. We all been waiting for this.
Chan, charan, chan.
Good evening.
Meeting Detective. We have our packet, we're
All
ready.
right.
We're ready when you're ready. Are we gonna go in order of the packet, like with document number 147?
I think generally you've gone in the order of the packet, I guess.
Okay.
147, is that the one you have first?
That's the one I have first, yes, sir.
Favorable recommendation for handicap parking at 111 Arlington Street.
They're gonna place it right here.
I'm gonna look for a motion, and I wanna make a comment. Do you wanna say something?
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
To order a public hearing.
To order a public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. So, I know we're going through some growing pains on some of this stuff. We're all kind of adjusting. So one of the things that came to my attention, and I am going to ask you to be more vigilant about this if you can, which is a neighbor that we approved of handicap parking at a location that I'm not going to describe here. I will later if you want. And then what was described to me is that the individual that got the parking had like a driveway space, plenty of driveway space, and they never parked. They really wanted to have like nobody park in front, so they had the placard, and we gave them a handicap spot there. In the meantime, it's a place that needs parking, and they had the access way. So I mean, I haven't done the investigation. This is what was relayed to me. So I don't know the veracity or the truthfulness of this. All I can tell you is report back what I heard. But the bigger point here, because nothing we can do about it now.
Right.
But the bigger point here is, as you're going through these, detective, if I would just be more mindful, more careful, more aware of other parking availability, if there are driveways there. If there are, we're getting so condensed,
Right.
we're losing so much, as you know, so.
And
that's the
Council, I do
reason.
look at that when
Okay.
I'm going through these.
So this might have been a one-off, I have no idea.
Yeah, through your chair.
Yeah,
I know the one you talking about. I had the video. They sent me the video. They even went overnight and saw the spot empty and the card with the placard on the license plate, what's inside. And unfortunately, I said, we go with what the police report. 99%, we go what you guys bring to us. So, I mean, I was blamed for it. The guy that was yelling and screaming said that they might have some connection with city councilors because they got it approved. And that's how I say, well, we go 99%, we go with what the police recommendations, because we take the reports and we don't go out and check these areas. The police is the one that does. And it was pretty obvious that whoever requested it, I don't know, they might have a kid, they might need a van to pick them up. I have no idea. But for the pictures and the video, it is obvious that they didn't need it. Huge house, 2 driveways, not 1, 2 driveways. And the guy went throughout the day, and there was nobody parking. The gentleman, according to the gentleman that owns the house, was parked on the inside. And in the middle of the night, he went back, and the spot was empty, and the vehicle with the license plate with the handicap placard was inside the driveway, so.
Okay.
so there's nothing we can do about it, but
No.
just, I guess, it's just, we're throwing that out there just to be more aware and sensitive to that as you're doing it. I'm not saying you do anything wrong, but just, council's right, we do rely a lot on the police to give us a recommendation. So, all right, motion's been made, we killed that horse. Motion's been made and it's been properly second. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it, public hearing. Okay, the next document is document number 14825, put on by our Councilor Vice Chair Reyes. What's your recommendation on that?
Favorable recommendation for handicap parking at 65 Tewksbury Street.
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation to open a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The next one is document 14925, handicap parking at 124 Oxford Street.
That's a favorable recommendation.
Favorable. Okay.
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation to open a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion. See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next one is document 15125. This is 15-minute parking at 101 Bradford Street. Detective.
Favorable recommendation for the 15-minute parking.
Motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Council Santiago. There's no meters there, right?
No.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The next one is document 15225. This is school bus drop-off and pickup at 65 Jackson Street from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Detective?
Favorable recommendation for this. The actual parking area is gonna be on Summer Street. There's no parking on that portion of Jackson Street. We met with the owner and we walked the property, and her new entrance to her school is going to be on Summer Street.
Okay. Right, but you gotta make it, so when DPW puts it, they need to be full, if we pass it.
Yeah, I put it in my statement.
Perfect, okay. Looking for a motion.
Motion to send to full council with favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next one is document 18625. Give me a second to find that one.
Isn't that the same thing?
18625. It's on page 2, I see it. This is handicap parking at 114 Summer Street.
That's a favorable recommendation.
All right, looking for a motion.
Recommendation to order a public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The next one is document 18725. This is handicap parking at 31 Sergeant Street.
Favorable recommendation.
All right, Councilor
Motion to
Santiago.
send for full council for favorable recommendation and order public hearing.
Motion made to order public hearing by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next is document 18825. This is handicap parking at 23 Summit Ave.
Favorable recommendation.
Looking for-
Motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next one is document 18925, handicap parking at 45 Bennington Street.
Favorable recommendation.
Looking for a motion?
Through your chair.
Yeah.
Does Bennington Street has no parking on one side of the street? Is that, if I'm not mistaken,
I believe it's okay, but
okay,
I can,
oh, that's fine. Motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Do you want, is this your district, Councilor?
I think it's worth advising, BNC.
Do you want to do you want to drive by there? All right, we'll send it on up, and then if something changes, you'll let us know. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next one is document number 19025, which is handicap parking at 196 Bruce Street. Detective?
favorable recommendation.
Motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Document number 19125, handicap parking at 25 Woodland Street.
Favorable recommendation.
Motion to send to full council for favorable recommendation and order public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next document is document number 19525. That is loading zone at 377, yes, I remember this one, 377 Essex Street.
Yes.
Okay.
We are recommending that this be sent to the city clerk and the city attorney's office for clarification.
I think we did this. Is that the one we did? I remember one of them we did, okay, yeah.
Yes, that was submitted by the city attorney.
Do we have a response from the
And
city?
then, yes, we did, and he asked 3 questions because of the parking meters, and they were
Oh, that's
supposed to
right.
be sent to Mr. Lara. So I
think
don't know
we-
if
I
he,
think we dealt with this before.
yeah,
I'm
last,
trying to remember.
the last time, it was
Okay.
tabled.
And we met with Mr. Lara in
Yeah.
person, and we spoke to him that we're gonna need clarification from the city attorney or the clerk's office, because it's, those parking spaces are
Do
contracted.
we have that correspondence in our packet? Oh, if
And we
not,
did notify the city attorney.
I believe, no, this is all triggering a memory. I
Yeah.
do recall us getting a memo, and what the clerk is suggesting is it's
I
not
don't have
regulation.
it, but I know he, according to the city attorney, was that if he's willing to pay, like, with the, because of meters there. And he's supposed to be answering like the 3 questions that he sent about.
That's right, there are 3 questions.
3 questions that the city attorney put in, if he's willing to pay like for half a price or get in contact
Right.
with the parking, regarding the parking meters there.
Yep. And so we're still waiting for a response back. We sent the correspondence to him, and now we're waiting to hear back. Okay.
Lara.
So the best thing for us to do at this point, I think, is to keep it tabled or to make a motion to table.
Second.
Motion to table by Councilor Vice Chair Reyes, seconded by Councilor Santiago. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Give me 1
Counsel-
second.
Counsel,
Yeah.
if I could just add my 2 cents
Sure,
on this.
go right ahead.
I think there should be a loading zone in that area. There's always been double parking of the vans and the vehicles for years and years. However, if we open up the contract and allow citizens to pay for their own parking spots, all of a sudden, other people that don't try to park there, then it's gonna maybe cause conflict, saying, I pay for these spots are mine. And that's gonna create, I think, a whole other thing of problems, because they're saying, I'm paying for these spots,
I hear what you're saying.
if that makes any sense.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The only thing that would be different versus, that they would have to come before, they would have to do what they're doing now, which is come before the council for loading zone. It need to be, I think, some sort of council approval on something like that.
Yeah.
I think. So they just can't go to the, I don't think they can just go to I mean, they can keep feeding quarters all day, I guess, if they want to do that.
I don't know how the city clerk and the attorney's gonna work on it, but
Yeah.
if
Okay.
they're gonna pay an amount a year for those spots, I can see a problem going forward with regular citizens or other businesses trying to park there when they're
I see what
not
you're saying.
paying in the city.
Yep. So that's an excellent point, and I think we'll deal with, Council, let's be mindful of that, and when this thing comes back to us, we should have that discussion about what separates, what's the distinction between this case and what the detective is saying. If you live near where there's a meter and you want to just have it for yourself, can you pay it out? And maybe for that resident, it may be worth the money. For how much? For $5 a day, $10 a day, I have no idea what it would be. They may say that's worth it to me, as opposed to parking around the block or whatever. I have no idea. But a great comment. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay.
That's tabled. Next document is 19625. This is no parking at 96 to 100 Railroad Street. Detective?
Requesting input from the city, DPW and the city engineer. I know that's a congested corner, but there's no designated sidewalks. So cars park almost up against the building. And I think some of the issue, when I saw the pictures of that the people submitted, there was Feeney Brothers trucks parked there. They're no longer in business on May Street, so their whole compound is gone. So I don't know if that's alleviated some of the congestion, but I think at the very least, I think DPW needs to look at that corner because there's no sidewalks on that whole curve over there. So there's really no place to, I guess, put a no parking because there's no designated curbing.
Okay.
Motion to send to DPW and city engineer for review.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? And tabling it afterwards. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. I think that's it, right?
That's it.
We don't have anything else? All right. Are you gonna stay with us on this? I know that there's been a lot of, there are changes in place in the police department, so you're sticking with us?
As far as I know, I am, yes.
Okay,
You're
super.
stuck with me.
That sounds fantastic. Counselors, is there anything else? Oh, we gotta go through the beginning. We have to go through the beginning. Yeah, number 24725.
Have a good
Stop.
evening.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Detective. A stop sign on Bennett Street at Medford Street. Looking for a motion.
Motion to send to Police Department and DPW for review?
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Vice Chair Reyes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 248, stop sign at Bennett at Water Street.
Motion to send to Police Department and DPW for review?
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 24925, handicap parking at 11 Short Street.
Motion to send to Police Department and DPW for review?
Do we send it to, we do? All we get is from the handicap parking is the police ones.
Motion to send to the Police Department for review?
Okay. Motion made by Council Del Rosario, second by Vice Chair Reyes. All in favor say, discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 25025, handicap parking, 676 Lowell Street.
Motion to send to Police Department for review?
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, second by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Police Department only on the handicaps. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Document 25125, handicap parking at 177 Garden Street.
Motion to send to Police Department for review?
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next is document 25225, handicap parking, 7 Packard Street.
Motion to send to Police Department for review?
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Is it me, or is it, we think there's a lot of handicap parking that's going on? It's not me. We gotta get this commission set up. We gotta get this commission. So the commission is set up. I'll tell you where the hiccup is right now. I got it all ready to go, except for the transition clause, transitioning from today to like tomorrow to transition for the laws on the books. That's where I'm having, and I met with the city clerk and the city attorney, and I just gotta get something through. Maybe we'll finish it up here, but I need to get something before everybody here so we can talk about it.
Yep.
So la plan.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I am wondering about if can we create an ordinance between how many feet, how many handicap parking? Because I was checking in my area, just one corner to the next corner, and also 4.
So the beauty behind this handicap parking commission is that we're gonna take the handicap parking out of here and bring it to a commission. And the questions like that will be before the commission. Where we get involved is if there's an appeal. If someone says, I want my handicap, I got denied, or something else. If somebody appeals it, then we're kind of like the body that can then adjudicate the matter. We can decide, yeah, we agree, or no, we disagree. But 99, hopefully, % of the time, they'll take care of it like we're taking care of it now, just like this, you know, all this stuff, and if the police do it. But the answer to your question, I think that commission should be looking at how many do we have, those kinds of questions. So if you can, I know time is short, but that's the goal, I think. That kind of question should be answered by them, I'm thinking. Yeah.
I think it's depend the need.
By what?
Depend the need.
Depends on the need?
Yes, because
Yeah.
if somebody need one in front of their house.
Yeah.
If my neighbor need another one.
Right.
I think it depends, the case.
So there you go. So, but I'm trying, the point is, the points are gonna be well taken on either way. I'm not making an opinion on the points. I'm just saying that we have this commission, they can deal with it. And, if someone doesn't like it, they can appeal it to us. That's the point.
And through you,
Yeah.
if the ADA is involved in this commission, so it will be more appropriate to either approve or deny, because they know the needs.
They'll be a part of the commission.
They be part of the commission,
Yeah,
they
there's
know the
somebody-
exact needs, or
Yeah.
whoever needs it. Like, we don't know the exact needs, and we cannot ask questions. The police also don't know, but if the ADA is involved,
Yes.
they know exactly. So we'll be in more details, and I don't think we'll see, honestly speaking, I don't think we'll be seeing as many.
see what?
As many,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, let's finish these. Next document is 25325 handicap parking at 161 Saratoga Street. Looking for a motion?
Motion to send for DPW
How about police department
and
maybe?
police department.
Motion made. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilor Del Rosario. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. On police, just police. She amended it, yeah. Next is handicap parking at 25425, handicap parking, 29 Woodland Street. Councilor Santiago? That's your
Motion
district.
to say
Police department.
for the police department.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Councilor Del Rosario. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. I think we did the other page, right? So I think we're done. Am I set? All right. All right, looking for a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Councilor, I'm getting tired, Del Rosario. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.